You know that look. Your dog sees the bathtub and suddenly they forget their name, their training, their entire personality, and they're gone. Vanished. Under the bed. But here's the real question. How often should you actually be putting your dog through that drama? Once a week? Once a month? Once a year? Pause. Smirk. And is it possible you've been overbathing your dog or worse, underbathing them, in a way that's actually hurting them? Today, we're diving into the real science-backed, vet-approved answer, and spoiler alert. The answer is not the same for every dog. Stick with me all the way to the end, because I'm going to give you a complete, personalized breakdown based on your dog's breed, coat type, lifestyle, and health. Plus a golden rule most dog owners have never heard of that could change your whole grooming routine. Before we get into it, if you love your dog and want to be the best pet parent you can be, hit that subscribe button and drop a paw emoji in the comments with your dog's breed. I want to see who's watching. Alright, let's get into it. Most people think bathing a dog is simple. Just throw them in the tub whenever they smell bad. Right? Wrong. Here's what vets and professional groomers confirmed again this year. A dog's skin is fundamentally different from human skin. Human skin has a pH of around 5.5, which is slightly acidic. Dog skin sits in a range of about 6.2 to 7.5, significantly more alkaline than ours. That difference is huge. Because dog skin is more alkaline, it is actually a better breeding ground for bacteria if the skin's protective acid mantle gets stripped away. And that's exactly what happens when you bathe your dog too often or with the wrong products. Overbathe your dog, and you strip away the natural protective oils that keep their coat shiny, their skin hydrated, and their immune barrier strong. The result? Dry, flaky, irritated skin, sometimes even infections. Underbathe your dog, and you get a buildup of dirt, bacteria, dead skin cells, and that signature wet dog smell that no candle in the world can fix. So the goal is balance. And that balance looks different depending on a few key factors we're about to break down one by one. Factor number 1, and this is the big one, is your dog's coat type. Let me walk you through each category. Short, smooth coats. Dogs like beagles, boxers, labradors, and whippets have short, smooth coats that naturally shed dirt pretty efficiently. These breeds are the low-maintenance kings and queens of the dog world when it comes to bathing. Vets recommend bathing short-coated dogs roughly every 8 to 12 weeks, unless they've gotten into something messy. Between baths, a quick wipe down with a damp cloth or a grooming wipe keeps things fresh. And here's a pro tip. Use a rubber curry brush during those in-between sessions to de-shed and keep the coat looking clean. The Labrador is a perfect example. Their coats are specifically designed to repel water and dirt. Overbathing a lab can actually strip that natural water resistance. So yes, less is more here. Long or silky coats. Now flip the script completely. Dogs with long or silky coats, like Yorkies, Shih Tzus, Afghan Hounds, or Irish Setters, act almost like a mop dragging through the environment. Their coats trap debris, tangle easily, and collect allergens. For these breeds, you're looking at a bath every 4 to 6 weeks, paired with regular brushing in between. The AKC recommends this cadence specifically to prevent matting and keep those beautiful coats soft and manageable. One critical thing to remember: always brush out any mats or tangles before the water touches the fur. Wet mats tighten and become nearly impossible to remove, and trying to detangle a wet, matted coat causes pain and damage. Brush first, always. And after shampooing, use a dog-specific conditioner to help keep tangles at bay and restore moisture. Double coats. The double-coated dog. This is where people get confused the most and make the biggest mistakes. Dogs like Huskies, Golden Retrievers, German Shepherds, and Samoyeds have a dense undercoat beneath a topcoat. This layered system is nature's own insulation and self-cleaning mechanism. Here's the key insight from veterinarians. When a double-coated dog sheds, the coat naturally rids itself of dead skin cells and bacteria, so they don't need super frequent baths on top of that natural process. Now, the current 2026 veterinary recommendation sits at roughly every 8 weeks as a standard schedule. But here's the important nuance. During shedding season in spring and fall, when these dogs go through what groomers call a coat blowout, you should add a dedicated de-shedding bath to help release that dead undercoat. Skipping this during peak shedding can lead to an impacted undercoat, which traps heat and moisture and creates exactly the hot spots you are trying to prevent. And that brings us to the critical warning for all double-coated breeds. Moisture can get trapped deep in that dense undercoat. So if you do bathe one of these dogs, drying is not optional, it is mandatory. Use a cool-setting pet dryer and get all the way down to the skin. Oh, and one more thing. Never shave a double-coated dog in summer to keep them cool. Their coat regulates temperature in both directions. It insulates against cold and heat. Shaving it disrupts that system entirely and can cause permanent coat damage. Curly coats. Curly-coated breeds like Poodles, Labradoodles, and Portuguese water dogs need a bath every 4 to 6 weeks, similar to long-haired breeds. But there is an additional consideration here. These coats grow continuously and tend to mat tightly against the skin if not maintained. Without regular professional clips alongside those baths, moisture and debris get trapped close to the skin, creating a perfect environment for fungal infections. If you have a poodle or doodle, professional grooming appointments are not just for looks. They are genuinely part of their healthcare routine. Hairless breeds. And then there are the hairless breeds, the Chinese crested, the Zoloid squintly, and this one surprises people every time. Hairless dogs actually need the most frequent baths, often once a week. Why? Because there's no fur to absorb the natural oils their skin produces, so that oil builds up on the surface and can clog pores or cause irritation. Between weekly baths, use a soft damp cloth for daily wipe downs to keep oil and debris from sitting on the skin. Gentle, moisturizing dog-specific shampoo is non-negotiable for this breed group. Coat type is the biggest factor, but it's not the only one. Here are 3 more things that should influence your bathing schedule. Factor 2, activity level. Is your dog an indoor couch potato or an outdoorsy adventure dog who loves hiking, swimming, and rolling in things they absolutely should not be rolling in? Highly active or outdoor dogs, especially those who swim frequently or play in mud, often need bathing as often as every 2 weeks, particularly in warmer months. If your dog just had a swim in a pond or lake, rinse them off at minimum, even if it's not a full shampoo bath. This removes potential bacteria, algae, and chemicals from the water before they can irritate the skin. Factor 3, skin health and medical conditions. This one is critically important, and I want you to really hear it. If your dog has allergies, eczema, seborrhea, or a skin infection, their bathing schedule is a medical decision, not a grooming one. Full stop. Dogs with skin infections may need to be bathed with a medicated shampoo twice a week for 2 to 3 weeks, depending on the severity. On the other hand, dogs with dry or sensitive skin may actually get worse with frequent bathing. For them, once every 6 to 8 weeks with a moisturizing shampoo is likely ideal. Dogs with oily skin, like Cocker Spaniels and Basset Hounds, tend to need more frequent baths to prevent buildup. The rule here: always consult your veterinarian before putting a dog with any skin condition on a bathing schedule. Do not guess. Factor 4, age. Puppies tend to be little chaos agents who find creative new ways to get filthy, so they often need more frequent baths. Just make sure any puppy shampoo is specifically formulated for puppies, as their skin is even more sensitive than an adult dog's. Senior dogs, on the other hand, tend to be less active and generally need fewer full baths. However, seniors with limited mobility may have trouble cleaning themselves, and those with conditions like urinary incontinence may need more frequent spot cleaning and grooming wipes to keep their coat hygienic and their skin comfortable. Now, sometimes you don't need a calendar. Sometimes your dog tells you it's time. Here are the signs to watch for. The smell test. A persistent doggy odor that lingers even after they dry off from a walk. That's bacteria calling your name. Visible grime. Dirt, mud, or dust you can see or feel when you run your hand through the coat. The greasy petting problem. If your hands feel oily after petting your dog, skin oils have built up and are starting to trap bacteria. Excessive scratching. Sometimes your dog isn't just itchy for no reason. Environmental allergens like pollen can get trapped in the coat and cause real discomfort. A bath can provide immediate relief by washing those irritants away. The bottom line: use common sense alongside the schedule. If your dog clearly needs a bath, give them one, regardless of when the last one was. Now let's talk about mistakes, because these are costing your dog their skin health. Mistake 1. Using human shampoo. This is probably the most common one. Human shampoo is formulated for a skin pH of around 5.5. Your dog's skin sits between 6.2 and 7.5. Use human shampoo on your dog and you are disrupting their skin's protective acid mantle, making them more vulnerable to bacterial growth, dryness, and dermatological issues. Always use a shampoo specifically made for dogs. Mistake 2. Hot water. Dogs are sensitive to heat in ways we don't always appreciate. Always use lukewarm water, never hot. Hot water can irritate the skin and make the whole experience genuinely uncomfortable for your pup. Mistake 3. Skipping the dry. Especially for double-coated breeds, not drying thoroughly creates the perfect warm, moist environment for bacteria and yeast to thrive. Hot spots are painful and expensive to treat. Take the extra time to dry your dog properly, all the way down to the skin. Mistake 4. Bathing right after topical flea treatment. If your dog is on a topical flea or tick treatment, including common products containing fipronil, always check with your vet or the product instructions before bathing. Most 2026 topical treatments require a 48-hour window before and after a bath to be fully absorbed. Bathing too soon can wash the medication away completely, leaving your dog unprotected. Mistake 5. Handling the ears wrong. Water in a dog's ears during a bath is a leading cause of ear infections. Many people place a cotton ball in each ear before bathing, and if you do, that's helpful. But here's the critical warning most people miss. Never push that cotton ball deep into the ear canal. Dogs sometimes forget it's there, and so do owners. A retained cotton ball can cause just as many problems as the water itself. An even safer method that vets are increasingly recommending in 2026 is angled rinsing. Simply point the shower head away from your dog's face entirely, keeping water flowing downward and away from the ears rather than across the head. And remember, vets recommend cleaning your dog's ears every 10 to 14 days as a separate routine, not as part of every bath. Alright, here's your cheat sheet. Screenshot this. Dog type recommended frequency pro tip. Short/smooth, Beagle, Lab. Every 8 to 12 weeks use a rubber curry brush to de-shed between baths. Long/silky, Yorkie, Setter. Every 4 to 6 weeks brush out all mats before water touches the fur. Double coat, Husky, Golden. Every 8 weeks add a de-shedding bath during spring and fall blowout. Curly, Poodle, Doodle. Every 4 to 6 weeks schedule regular professional clips to prevent skin fungus. Hairless, Chinese Crested. Weekly use a damp cloth for daily wipe downs between baths. Active/outdoor dogs. Every 2 to 4 weeks rinse after every swim, even between full baths. Dry/sensitive skin. Every 6 to 8 weeks use a vet-approved moisturizing shampoo only. Medicated, skin condition. As prescribed by your vet, never self-prescribe a bathing schedule for skin issues. Senior dogs every 2 to 3 months or as needed use grooming wipes for spot cleaning between baths. And if you're still not sure, the magic number for the average healthy indoor dog with no special conditions is roughly once every 4 weeks, about once a month. That remains the gold standard in 2026 for maintaining a healthy skin microbiome without overdrying. And that's a wrap on everything you need to know about bathing your dog the right way in 2026. Here's the golden rule I promised you at the start. There is no universal schedule, only the schedule that's right for your dog. Factor in their coat, their lifestyle, their age, and their health, and when in doubt, call your vet. Your dog can't tell you when something's wrong with their skin, but now you know what to look for. If this video helped you out, please give it a thumbs up. It genuinely helps this channel reach more dog lovers who need this information. Drop your dog's name and breed in the comments. I read every single one. And if you want to know how to actually make bath time stress-free for your dog, because some of you definitely have a drama queen on your hands, check out link to next video right here. I'll see you in the next one. Go give your pup some love.